I'm quite looking forward to the carrots.
I've never had any luck with carrots.
I've always had a lot of success with carrots. I don't know
Bragging.
whether that's by accident or random chance.
I think that carrot fly get mine every time because I've never netted them before. But I think if we...
That's the one I got specifically.
Yeah, I know. I think that's a good idea. So I think if we definitely net them...
Yeah.
Because there's bound to be carrot fly down at the
allotment. We
allotment.
need to net and we need to put slug pellets down for everything this year.
Yeah, I need to get more slug pellets because the little bar stewards get
we've lost a lot to slugs.
Okay, the master plan.
Yep.
So these, as far as I'm aware, are all our seeds apart from the purple potatoes, the normal potatoes,
yep.
the raspberry canes, which are fine, the asparagus, which should be coming,
yep.
and am I missing anything?
We're going to put the cherry in the...
The cherry. There's the cherry and then any other fruit trees we buy.
Yeah.
But that's what we've got currently, either bought, paid for and coming, or bought, paid for and somewhere. So we've got January sowings, February sowings, March sowings, April sowings and May sowings.
Yep.
So January, I'll probably towards the end of January, I will start the tomatoes in my propagator. February, we've got cauliflower, which you will start.
In the propagator.
In the propagator. Yep. And then the kale, which is mine to grow. This is his row, this is my row. And then in March, those should then be ready to plant out, leaving space for him to do the Brussels sprouts, the mahusive pumpkin, the sunflower, mahusive sunflower, not that he's obsessed with big things, the sweet corn, which I think is the same one as we did this year because it's got the purple stalks. I'm pretty sure ours was Picasso, and that actually did quite well even though we started it in May. So that one. The dill, which he loves, which can technically be done all year round if you want to do it inside, but he wants to do it in March. And then these are the seeds that we've taken from our pumpkin that did so well this last year. So that's his one, because he's got more space than me. Mine are the broccoli, which I'll start in the propagator sort of mid-March time. The collard. And some lettuce. I've got Lollo Beyonder. So I did Lolla Rossa last year and that did quite nicely. And I don't know whether this is a relative. They look quite... I could be persuaded that they're similar. Anyway, that one looked nice. So I've got those. So that's for me to start because I've got less room than him. And then planting out, we've got pak choi, a nice sort of red one. There's a bit of a theme of red coloured bits and bobs happening this year, which is quite fun. So we've got some pak choi, start in March. Some nice peas that look quite good, and I wanted to get ones that would be a decent height. Oh, and these should grow to 75 centimetres, which isn't particularly tall, but it's a decent height. We can stake those up. Some white carrots. Start that outside, and some lovely pretty cornflowers, which I thought could go in amongst maybe the asparagus or something, because hopefully by March the asparagus has started to grow nicely, and that might cover a bit of bare earth there. Then in April, we've got, for him to start out, we've got some popcorn, which looks quite fun, different colours of popcorn for him to do again in the propagator. And this, some winter squash. So we've got white carrots and white winter squash, which is meant to be like a nice alternative to baked potato. So he can start that indoors in April, and then we'll plant that out in May. So that's his. And then mine, I've got a few more. I've got kale, some nice purple kale that I quite like, and a couple of different types of beans. So I've got a climbing French bean, because I'm not a huge fan of dwarf beans. You can use dwarf beans for pots and whatever. And they're quite useful to do around the very edge of pots so they sort of hang over. It's very useful to use up that little bit of room. As long as you are regularly watering, that works quite nicely. But just to go in the ground, I find they're a little bit too close to the ground. These I really like because they taste like cucumber, which I love, with a little bit of sort of citrus flavour. It says here a hint of lime, which is very nice. And they're like a really large grape size. And as long as you don't let them grow too much so that the skin gets tough, they can be really, really quite tasty. So that's one for me to grow in the propagator. And then we've got a different, the green version of the purple kale, because I do like kale. And then to plant directly outside, we've got more carrots, got some more cornflowers, and even more carrots. There are some white ones in amongst the rainbow mix. But now we've got more. There are some white carrots in amongst the rainbow mix, but now we've got some more, so that'd be quite fun. We can actually see how well they do.
I was just wondering with the carrot seeds, whether just empty both the packets out, just mish them all up together, and then just plant them out at the same time.
We could, but I think I'd prefer to do them in separate rows because I'd like to see what grows well.
Fair enough, yeah.
But I mean, I'm quite happy to hand the carrots over to you as your thing.
It sounds like a sensible idea because you can gauge what's happening then with the different varieties.
So that is January, February, March, April, and then this is now May. I found these because these look quite fun. It's sort of like a spinach and basil, is it? Mix? Spinach and watercress mixture. So it could be quite colourful to add to salads. It's just a bit of fun. So that's going to be a May planting out. And then you've got a seed packet that the wasps have clearly had a go at and taken the paper to build their nests. A bit of choy sum left over that we can plant out in May if by some miracle we have any space left. So that's the grand plan. And then we've got some chilies there. I don't know if you were going to grow those indoors, weren't you? On the windowsill.
I was. I don't know if I want to now. But the seeds are there if you want them.
But chilies. We never even tasted them.
No.
Anyway, so that is the grand plan.
Mm-hmm.
Attached to the grand plan is the idea of having some kind of spreadsheet or notation, which we really should have done this year. But we didn't.
I think we know the varieties that did quite well, though.
I think we had an idea as to the varieties that did quite well.
Yeah.
But the Igor Brussels sprouts did quite well.
Yeah.
The cauliflower did really well, and I'm really annoyed that I can't remember what kind of cauliflower that was. I might look back over my videos and see if I can see it. Don't know. But yes, so we're going to keep a note of the different varieties we use. Mm-hmm. And
do a year-on-year sort of check whether we need to change the variety or not change the variety.
Yeah.
If it's doing really well.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, grand plans and schemings and...
schemes and dreams.
Exactly. Right. Onto the spreadsheet.